Sense around.
Boom.
Big old speaker underneath your seat. The stuff comes raining down from the sky. Big old rumble under your ass. Smacking things. Making giant sounds and vibrations. Sense around. Sense around.
Sense around.
Ooh, sense me around, baby.
I sense you around.
So you guys remember all those disaster movies from the 70s?
I do, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
There's got to be a morning after.
Earthquake. Boom. Airport.
Boom.
They're like
Boom. Towering squid.
Power of the
Poseidon Adventure.
Does not have to be a morning after.
Towering Inferno.
Well, they were all at a New Year's Eve party, right? So, you know, they wouldn't have a very pleasurable morning after, I would imagine.
Smash! Catch fire! The morning after!
My bells will not jingle the morning after. I've got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle, but not on the morning after. When Alan owes me lunch money.
You think that Santa and Rudolph got caught up in the Poseidon Adventure? You know, it was New Year's, you know. They could have been on vacation. You know, incognito, of course, is Mr. Shelley Winter. And then it's Raw Guy.
There has to be an ET the morning after.
Well, that's climbing up the Christmas tree.
producer, a movie producer of disaster films. And he makes huge disaster movies in the beginning of the 70s. In 72, he makes Poseidon Adventure. Poseidon Adventure stars Gene Hackman as Reverend Frank Scott. And he's on the Poseidon, and the Poseidon is cruising through the ocean. Big luxury yacht, cruising on the ocean with a whole bunch of fancy-ass passengers. They're all a bunch of rich people. Except this disgruntled priest, Gene Hackman. Frank Scott. And so they're just cruising across the ocean, never minding they're having their own business. They're having a big party. It's New Year's Eve party on the boat. Everybody's getting all hammered as much as you can in a G-rated movie. And they're getting hammered on the boat. And there's a big undersea earthquake. And the undersea earthquake causes a tsunami and a big-ass tidal wave. So the tidal wave comes at the boat with all these nice people. And it flips the boat over on its head. The boat is upside down. Pianos are flying through the air. People are flying through the air. Everything is cattywampus. It's a fucking disaster. Fucking disaster. The boat is upside down. There's like all these people that are totally on vacation, right? But they're in the dining room of the boat on the roof. The boat is upside down. What are they gonna do? Well, Gene Hackman says, let's climb up the Christmas tree and go up to the bottom of the boat, which is now the top of the boat, and we'll escape. And he's trying to persuade all the people. We should go up to the bottom of the boat, which is now the top of the boat, so we can come through where it's thin, and we'll get out. And everybody else is like, oh, that's way too hard, we'll never make it. Oh, Gene Hackman, you're terrific, but we're all way too wimpy to do it. We're just wimpy-ass little bystanders, and we can't possibly do that. So, Gene Hackman splits with about 10 of the passengers who are willing to go with Gene Hackman to save themselves by climbing to the bottom of the boat, which is now the top of the boat. And the rest of these jerk faces just chill out waiting to be killed. What are you gonna do? So it's very, very difficult. But eventually, Gene Hackman and his band climb to the top of the boat. Only a few of them get killed. Some of them do. Only a few. Only a few. And they climb to the top of the boat, which is now the bottom of the boat, or the bottom of the boat, which is now the top of the boat. It's one of those. And they cut their way through, and they escape. And what do you know? Everybody else gets killed by the horrible disaster. And that's the movie. Right? 1972. It won 8 Academy Awards. Brilliant movie. Brilliant. And everybody's like, disaster movies, gotta love them. Gotta have disaster movies. So yeah, there it is. Untitled. Irwin Allen.
No one was more Irwin than Allen. He made things go boom! Boom! Many people do not know that Irwin Allen often substituted for Santa Claus. When Santa Claus was sick or needed Christmas off for some other reason, Irwin Allen Allen would take his place. And I assure you, those Christmases were not disasters! From beyond the gravy boat. Cheese from beyond the gravy boat. That's a great disaster movie that Irwin Allen did not make. now singing the Erwin Allen song. I blow things up, I blow things up. I make explosions, things explode, disaster. For some reason, Lalo Schifrin does my soundtrack, and the soundtracks are awesome, but the movies are not awesome at all.
Movies, movies, movies. We must have disaster. We must have disaster. We must see people flying. Flying, flying, flying. Falling, falling, falling. Flying, flying, flying. Falling, falling, falling. Flying, flying, flying. Woo! We need feet vision to see the lava. Yes, lava. Lava patrol.
Erwin Allen would be like, what kind of other disaster shit can we come up with?
Boom. Gotta have some boom. Gotta
Boom.
have some explosion.
Yeah. Boom, boom. I like the Poseidon upside down boat thingy and the fleeing to the bottom of the boat, which used to be the top of the boat. But I want more explosions. Boom, boom. What about a towering inferno? Ah! Yeah, that'd be very, very frightening.
It's getting hot in here.
Yeah, it is. And it's probably gonna, the whole building just fall over and on fire and shit. So anyway, they said, well, we'll do the Towering Inferno now. This is 1974. And they line up some pretty bitchin' dudes. They get Paul Newman, who's gonna be the architect. Doug Roberts is his name. And they get Steve McQueen, he's the fire chief. He's all rough and tumbled, you know, Steve McQueen, all manly and shit.
Manly.
And then they got William Holton, you know, William Holton, he's pretty bitchin'. Faye Dunaway, big old massive stars, you know, big old cast. 3 Academy Awards this time, right? Really, really bitchin'. So there's this giant skyscraper, 138 stories tall. And it turns out the wiring subcontractor has been cut corners.
No!
Oh yeah! He's not a good guy, the wiring subcontractor. He's trying to save a few pennies. He cuts the corners. And Paul Newman, the architect, he gets onto it. And he's like, oh, this guy, he's a bad guy. This building ain't so safe. But the thing is, they're having a big old party.
No way!
Yeah, they are. They're partying in the promenade room on the 135th floor.
Is there Jaws there?
All the fucking bigwigs are up there on the 135th floor, and they're boozing it up as much as you can in a rated PG movie, and they're getting all hammered, and they're partying. And all of a sudden, fire breaks out on the 81st floor.
No!
81st floor, that's like way down, and they're way way up and they're like, well, how the fuck are we gonna get out of this building?
I should have sprung for the large popcorn.
And Paul Newman says, hey, you know, you people, you should all come with me. I am the hero of the story. You should follow me, and we will go through a bunch of very difficult scenarios where only a few people will be killed, but not everybody will be killed. But if you come with me, we'll go down the building and escape the towering inferno.
That's good.
But the man, you know, the guys with the money, they're in the room and they're like with the party and they're saying, nah, let's just keep partying, it'll be fine. They say it'll be fine. They wave their arm while they say it'll be fine, which is the universal symbol for it'll really be fine. But it turns out not to be fine. Paul Newman and his crowd of a small number of people who agree to go with him, minus the few that get killed on the way, they go down the building, suffering a whole bunch of really severe trials and distress as they do it. And they go down the building, but they escape. And what happens to everybody else? They die. They die because they didn't listen to Paul Newman.
Always listen to Paul Newman.
The architect.
Always.
And they listen to the bad guy, the owners, who said, who cares if the subcontractor for the electrical cut corners? So you notice there's a common story element between the Towering Inferno and the Poseidon Adventure, which is you gotta listen to the guy, to the handsome guy who's the star of the movie. You can listen to him and follow him.
Always listen to the star of the movie.
You always listen to the star of the movie, because if you don't listen to the star of the movie, you're gonna get killed by the disasters.
Right.
You're just gonna get killed by the disasters if you don't listen to the star of the movie. And this is the common element in all Irwin Allen movies.
Yeah.
So remember that for later. It will be important. Now, music.
Ho, ho, ho! I like hoes! I want to put in a hole in your stocking! More holes in your stocking! make things explode, Irwin Allen. Irwin Allen, use science to make things explode. Make things explode on New Year's Eve and Christmas. Make Christmas trees explode, Irwin Allen. You hear me, Irwin? I want Christmas trees that will explode. And when they explode, I expect Steve McQueen to go flying out of it. Flying out of it.
And then I got the night the bridge fell down. The park, you know, the guy said, you gotta keep it open, this guy's coming, they're gonna give us all this government money, and they're like, no, send them all in there, it'll be fine. They wave their arm, they say it'll be fine. The universal gesture for it'll be fine. So everybody goes in, and it's all
Like,
the people that follow the hero, they get saved, everybody else dies. Same formula.
have you noticed it's always the major stars in the group that get saved?
It is. That's the way it works. You know? So if you are faced with a disaster situation, what you do is you look around for the major Hollywood star.
Right.
And wherever that guy is, or gal, could be a gal, right? Wherever that major Hollywood star is, you do what they say.
Except Gene Hackman.
You ignore everybody else because they're all gonna die, and you go with Gene Hackman or Paul Newman. Those are your best choices.
Yeah, well, Gene Hackman, okay, he does like die, but he's a hero. He's a big hero.
Big hero, yeah, that's right. And plus he's a priest and he's tough. So finally, Irwin Allen, he says to the movie people, he says, you know, this disaster thing is like the most bitchinest thing ever.
So did
The most bitchinest thing ever, and we need to make one more huge disaster movie. And we're gonna make a movie called When Time Ran Out. And we're gonna get those same big ass stars before. We're gonna get Paul Newman and William Holden. And the Hottie will be Jacqueline Bisset, the Hottie. You gotta have a Hottie. And Paul Newman is gonna be an oil digger. He's drilling for oil on this island. And an island is owned by this William Holden. He's a hotel guy. He's got a fancy hotel there. He's got all these guests. But there's also a volcano. And that volcano, Paul Newman is worried about it because he struck oil, which he's there to do. But there's all kinds of subterranean pressures that are high. And Paul Newman is going to the hotel guy, William Holden. He's saying, William Holden, what about these goddamn high subterranean pressures? And William Holden is saying, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. He waves his hand and he says, it'll be fine, which is the universal gesture, meaning that everything will be okay. But it turns out not to be okay. It's not okay because the volcano erupts, explodes, and there's like lava coming everywhere. So just like in every other Urban Allen movie, Paul Newman has to convince people to go with him because he knows, because he's right, and he's an architect and he's a hero. He knows the lava is coming right for the hotel. But William Holden says, it's going over there. It ain't coming here. Everybody just said hotel.
It's St. Franciscus.
You know, we'll have a party. We'll get as hammered as we can in a PG-rated movie.
Hardy, don't worry about the volcano.
We'll have a little bit of sex, a little party, a little loosen up.
We won't melt.
We ain't going with you. So just like every other Urban Allen movie, Paul Newman collects together a ragtag group of people, a handful, 10 people, including Ernest Borgnine, who did all the other movies, and they head out across the island to escape the lava. And they have trials and tribulations, and some of them get killed, only a few.
Trials.
You know, the
Tribulations.
cliff falls away and they have to clamber along the cliffside. And they come up to a bridge over a river of lava. And a bridge over the river of lava is really fucking tough. People falling into the lava. Little kids running away. They chase after little kids. And they're like, how do we get over the thing now with the little kids? It's rough. But finally, Paul Newman. And the people who chose to follow Paul Newman, which, as I said earlier, that's what you do. You find the movie star and you follow the movie star. So Paul Newman and the people that follow Paul Newman escape. And everybody else who stayed is there in the hotel. What happens to them? The lava comes at them. Just like Paul Newman said it would. And just like William Holden said that it turned out not to be fine, but the lava goes right at the hotel. And then, the hotel explodes. Boom! And Paul Newman says, I explode you so!
I explode you so!
I explode you so! You should come with me!
I explode you so!
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 Now,
And poor Nikki.
I want to say something. If Barbara Carrera steps in your shower and says, soap me, you soap her!
That's right!
Barbara Carrera is an
A menacing oil Now, in feet vision, you can see the volcano bubbling up below. Woo! It's all. But you gotta keep cool, kid. Keep cool. That'll bring you to a damn irresistible conclusion. So I came anyway.
Yeah!
I don't know if anybody noticed, but a lot of these Irwin Allen movies are like long soap operas.
Boom!
Yeah, boom, but with boom. With boom. Soap operas with boom. A lot of boom.
All
But
soap operas
you know,
have
there's
boom.
always like some guy, and this last one, it was James Franciscus cheating on his wife, whom he married because of her money, with another girl, Barbara Carrera, you know, and
Soap me, baby.
and they're the ones, those are the bad guys that get trapped behind. See, you gotta stick with Paul Newman. You know, he owns Newman's Own for a reason now. Because he's the best, right?
Vaporized! Salute you! There's one guy in When the Time Ran Out movie who is going down in this weird diving bell, but he has this amazing beard. And I know he says, don't worry about me! Save my beard! Save my beard!
Save the beard! Save the beard! Hang on! Hang on!
Hey kids, consumer mass is fast approaching. Make sure to get your Sparkles the Evil Clown action figures today. I want to be a limited edition action figure. Oh! Is there an Irwin Allen limited edition action disaster set? There must be. If not, there should be. Get on that right now, Santa! If you don't get on it right now, Santa, I will call ice on you. And they'll stick an ice cube right down your throat. Hey kids, Santa wants you to inform on your friends and neighbors. Santa's keeping a list. Santa knows everything about you. Santa's gonna narc you out. Santa's gonna tell Irwin Allen on you. And Paul Newman won't lead you to safety. Paul Newman won't lead you to safety if Santa doesn't like you. Santa is a spaceman! A commie spaceman! With his advanced technology, he watches over the Earth and judges you all! Santa judges you! Santa judges you from space! From his space platform of death, Santa judges you all! Santa, all I want for Christmas this year is a space platform of death! Hashing through the snow on a one-hash open sleigh, slinging hash everywhere we go, laughing all the way. Tripping bells, tripping bells. Tripping bells, tripping bells, tripping all the way. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry holidays, happy holidays, happy holidays from all your friends at Evil Clown Headquarters. And please send all rubber chickens to pack. And remember to have your rubber chicken spayed and neutered.
Santa could have a disaster.
Yeah.
That'd make a fun movie.
Santa disaster.
Santa disaster. Santa's flying his sleigh around, giving out Christmas presents. Sleigh bells going off, Rudolph, red nose flashing and all that shit. You know, we have red noses here at Evil Clown too. Because we're clowns, we have red clown noses. But Rudolph famously has a red clown nose, and he's flying around in a sleigh with Santa. And, you know, Santa's been, you know, he's been tipping him back, you know. Just like they do at all the parties in the Irwin Allen movies. And, you know, he's a bit too wasted to safely fly the sled around. And as you know, Santa flies the sled. He flies the sled everywhere, you know. All night he's flying the sled around, crawling down the chimney, giving the shit away to the stupid kids. And, you know, it's a lot of work, you know, and he's tired, and he's been boozing it up, and he crashes the sleigh. And the sleigh explodes, and boom! Little bits of presents go everywhere. Boom! And it's very, very sad, like all these disaster movies are sad because, you know, people are saying, don't go with Santa, you're gonna explode. Come with us, come with me, I'm the movie star, come with me. I will save you from exploding Santa.
Who plays Santa?
I assume it's Paul Newman.
All right.
Who else would it be? So the Paul Newman Santa gathers together the elves, you know, and the other people. And he says, you know, let's go deliver the presents. And they go deliver the presents, and the mishaps occur. The drunken Santa explodes the sled. Santa and all of his helpers are exploded to death. Boom! 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 Boom!
Kaboo! Kaboo!
And Mrs. Claus, she's hanging out at the North Pole. And she's like, I told you, Santa. I told you. Stop delivering the presents. You're just going to explode. And, you know, Santa wasn't going to listen to Mrs. Claus. He doesn't listen to shit. So he delivers the presents after Mrs. Claus told him about it. What happens? He explodes.
Exploding Santa!
And what does Mrs. Claus say then?
I explode you so!
I explode you so!
I explode you so!
I explode you so! I explode you so! So, Santa exploded, the sleigh exploded, the elves are exploded, the reindeer are exploded, everybody exploded, and, you know, that's basically the end of the movie. So, as usual, you know, Herman Allen, this movie, the good guys, some of them.
I want to explode all over me.
Some of the good guys survive, a few of them get killed.
But where's the soap opera angle?
It's, you know, the tension between Mrs. Claus and Santa, right? She wants him to retire, really, but he doesn't want to do it. And, you know, so it leads to his drinking, which leads to his crashing, which leads to and which leads to, what did she say?
I Splode You So!
Splode You So!
I Splode You So!
I Splode You So! I Splode You So! No, so what are you gonna do? I mean, you're Paul Newman, you're exploded. You know, that's the end of you. Explodo Newman. Exploded. Dead. Mrs. Claus can go on, do whatever she wants. You're going, Mrs. Claus.
Go ahead, Woodward playing.
See ya, Deado. See ya, Deado Claus. You're exploded, motherfucker. Get out.
I Splode You So!
Splode You So!
I Splode You So!
I Splode You So! I Splode You So!
Splode You So!
I Splode You So!
Splode You So!